Well, good morning, everyone. Meteorologist Michael Wilhite here with Southern Indiana weather. It is Tuesday, June. Not almost. It's almost July, but it's not there yet. June 24th, 2014, and I have a rainy forecast. For those of you that have been saying my garden needs watered, my cornfield needs watered, we've got a rainy forecast for you today. Looks like we're going to get some today. Today's video update is sponsored by Metal Magic in Washington. You can give Chad a call at 698-8555 for all of your paintless dent repair needs and tell them that Southern Indiana weather sent you. All right, live radar here as of almost 6:30 a.m. here. Let me zoom in here a little bit for you. You can see a pretty heavy precipitation shield. This is all moving to the northeast slowly. You can see there are some breaks in action here, but those should fill in the gaps eventually today. We'll look at what the models have to say here in a second. By and large, I've not given this 100% chance of precipitation, although I think it pretty well ought to be about 100%. I went with a 90% and restrained myself a little bit. I do think most of us get wet today, so that's sort of the situation that we are in right now. If I flip on the cloud cover with this as well, you can see plenty of clouds filtering into the area. It's going to be one of those gray days. Don't look for a whole lot of sunshine today. Let's go through the models. Here's what the high resolution NAM has to say, and as you put this into motion, here's about where we are right now. It's actually underestimating the coverage of rain that's there currently, but we'll run with it anyway. And you can see it moves that precipitation shield into the area during the early morning hours, say after about 9-10 a.m. and then takes it through. And then once it starts raining here, you can see that it just keeps the rain all around the area for a good little while. In fact, here's 8 o'clock tonight, and there's still plenty of deluge of rain in the area. Doesn't start to move out until 10 or 11 o'clock from southwest Indiana, and then move on in, and then become more isolated during the overnight hours with that. Now, the HER model has a little bit different perspective on this, and so let me take you into what it says as well. Here's where we should be. Here's about 6 a.m. currently, and you can see it's doing a pretty good job actually predicting that rain shield right now, but you can see that as you move through time, it sort of breaks that up a little bit. And so here we are by 10, and that shield is just starting to enter southwest Indiana. And then as you go into the noon hour, it's starting to disintegrate it further, but you notice it has these sort of pop-up thunderstorms going around the area, which would be concerning to me today because we do have a risk from Storm Prediction Center for a 5% very marginal threat for severe weather today. So not a slight risk. This is just them highlighting areas saying, the threat isn't very strong there, but there's something there, so we're going to put a 5% risk to it, basically. Now, we were under a 5% risk yesterday, and we did see some damage in Dubois County, for example. There was no warning that was ever issued out of that, but some trees did get snapped, and just some very minor damage happened to Jasper Middle School's gym. And it was all localized sort of in one area north of Jasper. Was it a tornado? There's no official word of a tornado from the National Weather Service. We'll keep you updated on what that is. Likely it was probably just going to be ruled straight line wind damage and run with it. Everything was all that I saw in pictures was blown in one direction from the way things look. I didn't see any twisting, so probably straight line wind damage, but we'll keep you up to date with that if the National Weather Service does come down with a ruling on anything. But today's another day similar to that of what we saw, where we could end up seeing another, potentially isolated, stronger storm cell or two up there. So the infamous C-text is back over the area. Tornado probabilities, nothing for us out of the area. Hail probabilities out of the area, but it's the wind that's in the 5%. So it's going to be just another chance that we could have some damaging wind gusts again. We will keep you up to date on that. And of course, if any warnings do come up, they will post automatically here to our Facebook and Twitter accounts. And of course, we'll have updates via radar and everything as well. So we'll see. It's going to be a battle of does it become more scattered and pop-up storm like the Ronald says. If it does like that, then we do have a stronger chance for some thunderstorms, for some stronger thunderstorms this afternoon. But if, as the high-resolution NAM wants to say, and we go through this and it becomes a steady, heavy precipitation shield, then no, we're probably not going to get any stronger thunderstorms out of this. So what you'll watch, wait, and see. Basically, we're just going to have to see what this line currently out here does as it moves through. Does it start to break up, or does it become more individual cells, or does it become a steady precipitation shield and move through? Truth of the matter is, we don't know yet, but we'll keep you up to date, and that's about all we can do from there. Now, temperature-wise today, I'll go to southernindianaweather.com, and we'll finish up here with your forecast. I've done a compromise position, went with a high of 80 today. That may be a little bit low on the low side, or it could be on the warm side, and here's what I mean by that. If the rain moves in earlier than what some of the models are wanting to say, for example, if the high-res NAM has its way and it becomes rainy earlier, then we may not even get out of the 70s here, at least in the southwest corner of the state. Those in the southeast corner of the state probably would get into the low 80s from the way things look. But if it becomes rainier here in the southwest corner of the state earlier than expected by the HER model, for example, then yeah, we're going to have a struggle to reach out of the 70s. Now, if that rain holds off and it's 10, 11, 12 before that rain starts to get here, near 80 degrees is possible. If it breaks up and it's not a steady precipitation shield and it's just dotted popcorn showers all over the place, yeah, 82 to 85 may even be possible. So it's a very tricky forecast today. The only good consolation out of that is I don't think we see any 90s out of this today. And that's a nice change compared to where we have been. But regardless, anywhere from 80 to 83, 84, somewhere in there is probably where we're going to be today. Scattered thunderstorms, I went with a 90% chance today, but it will be cooler, and that'll be nice. Down to 66 with some isolated storms for your low tonight. And then the isolated storms continue on Wednesday and Thursday with temperatures in the mid-80s, partly cloudy skies. Friday, you've got a better chance of some scattered thunderstorms again, only a 40% chance at this point, mid-80s. Start to warm up to the upper 80s to near 90 degrees for the weekend, but again, only isolated storm chances there as you go throughout it. All right, that is it for this morning update, folks. Keep it tuned here to Southern Indiana Weather for updates throughout the day. And of course, as I said, if any of those stronger storms do pop up today, we will keep you up to date. For Southern Indiana Weather, I'm meteorologist Michael Wilhite. Have a great day, folks.